What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. I hope you're all having a lovely day, night, morning, evening, wherever it is that you are on this gorgeous planet of ours. Welcome back to another day in the BrewLab. Today in the BrewLab, I got something that might be the thing that I needed for my luck to turn. Those of you who've been following for a little while know full well how bad my luck, my bad luck streak has been. Just been on a non-stop losing spiral no matter what deck I throw at this meta, and I refuse to play all the typical things that everybody else is playing because I'm not that kind of a guy. I wanna beat them, not join them most of the time. So this is what I came up with, and it's something that's so familiar to me. It's my bread and butter, as they say. Good old control deck with very few creatures and lots of funky, weird win cons. And they've really helped, I think, with this new expansion to make control decks a little bit more viable because some of the creature lands are so good. More on that in a second. But yeah, so thank you for jumping on the stream. I'm just going to quickly run through the deck. A little few of the various play lines that we can hope to do, interactions, and describe to you what the win cons are, and hopefully we can make it happen. So, Esper Control in Standard 2022 has lost, of course, a lot of key pieces. Esper has been mostly Esper Doom for as far back as I can remember on Arena, like at least 2 years now, with Doom Foretold and that kind of stuff. And most recently, it morphed into a Yorion pile that Andrea Mengucci popularized. And that's when I think of Esper, that's what it's been for a while. And now with the everything from core set 2020 back gone in this play queue, there are some new challenges and some new things that can be brought in to change it up, and let's see what those might be. So it's a Esper, blue, black, white. Okay, blue counter spells, black removal, white life gain, sweepers, that kind of stuff. So I've tried to take the best bits and bobs from all of those and slot them into one. This is definitely a deck that's definitely a little bit more heavy on the blue side of things because there's a lot more counter spells than I have removal. But I think it's a fine balance of the both. So far I've gotten 4 straight wins before I hit stream. It's performing well and I'm happy with it. So that's why I picked this deck for today's stream. 2 copies Bloodchief's Thirst. We all know this card. It's great. From Zendikar Rising, 1 mana for destroy target creature or planeswalker with mana value 2 or less. But if it was kicked, so you pay 4, then you can destroy any target creature or planeswalker. Then the new sweeper, Sphere of Annihilation. This is kind of in here to make up for the fact that I'm not running any copies of Shadow's Verdict. I think this is a little more versatile. You do have to wait that extra turn. I've gone into quite a long explanation about this card a few videos back if you want to go check that out. But basically, I think it's not only does it do the same thing as Shadow's Verdict, where it gets rid of the things that it exiles, not just from the battlefield, but from the graveyard as well, which is great if you're facing any kind of reanimator deck, or a deck that requires there to be lots of, let's say, spells or cycling cards or whatever in the graveyard. This can wipe all of those out as well. But there's this problem that it's not happening straight away. With Shadow's Verdict, you can just do it and it's done on your turn, sorcery speed, done. Sphere of Annihilation comes into play as an artifact and you have to wait until the following turn. But that's also pretty cool because it kind of stops, unless they have artifact removal in hand, it stops the opponent from playing anything that's of that mana value that you've cast the X for with Sphere of Annihilation until the following turn. So it can buy you a bit of time, and it can get, sweep the board. And better than Extinction Event, it doesn't focus on either positive or, sorry, odd or even mana values. It hits everything. So 3 copies of Sphere of Annihilation. It's been doing the work for me, and because the highest creature, the lowest creatures we have are 4 converted mana cost, Icingdeath and Ebondeath. You can safely cast this for 3, for 4x being 3, and handle a lot of the mono white guys, all the little angels, Valkyrie, all the little weird. Man, angels and clerics are just like it was mono green for the first couple of weeks of this new standard play queue, and now it's just been like boom, angels and clerics all over the friggin' place. I think this deck does a pretty fair job of getting rid of those guys as well, because a lot of it is mono colored. So we've got Vanishing Verse in here, which is the next card I want to talk about in the removal category. Vanishing Verse, great. Ores of Colors, exile target, mono-colored permanent. Instant speed for 2. Amazing card. Running 4 copies of that. There's a lot of mono-colored stuff going around, and I think this is great. It takes care of your gold span dragons, you name it. And it's not just creatures, it's permanent. Any mono-colored permanent. So all the planeswalkers that we have are mono-colored at the moment. Gets my stamp of approval. Love me some Vanishing Verse. Then, continuing on the removal side of things, I'm running 3 copies of Soul Shatter, which wasn't played at all much until now. Because, and it's crazy how they've got a dragon picture on it. Of course, they knew well in advance, because they're always working on 3 odd sets ahead of time before they get released. This was lying dormant in Zendikar Rising, was hardly played, and then now, because of things with Ward, like, for example, Iymrith, you can get rid of that, which is great. And it can also sometimes take care of planeswalkers. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker with the highest mana value among creatures and planeswalkers they control. 3 mana, instant speed, great removal piece. Gotta run that in the meta. And then we needed, the reason to play mono white, to play some white other than just Vanishing Verse. So I thought, let's put some Icingdeath in here, and let's run some Doomskars. It's the best remaining sweeper after the rotation, I think, in my opinion. Some might say Blood on the Snow is better because it also reanimates something for you, but you need to run Snowlands. And it costs 1 extra mana, and if you have the right mana to do this, you can actually cast this on turn 3, which is great against aggro decks. So definitely 4 copies of Doomskar had to go in here. So that's removal. Now let's talk about counters. 1 Negate, 1 Test of Talents. Might fiddle around with those numbers. We'll have to see how that goes. I might even go down 1 down 1 Iymrith, and I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we can remove. We'll see. Let's run the deck as it is now, and then we'll do the thing I usually do. And if there are any adjustments that happen before the end of the clip, I shall make sure to adjust the deck both in EtherHub and in the description below this video, so that you can get the best version when I'm done with it. What else? Counter spells, I was saying. So of course, I used Sword Coming as the thumbnail for the video. 4 copies of Sword Coming. Great counter spell, can be foretold, and then cast for 2 at instant speed, counter target spell. Any spell, boom, bada bam, boom, boom. And then we've got 4 copies of Alrund's Epiphany, because it's the best card in standard, in my opinion. It's just ridiculous. Taking extra turns like that for 6, people would, initially people thought this wouldn't see any play because it was so expensive, but oh, were they wrong. This is in like a lot of decks right now. Dimir Control, Prismari Dragons, you name it. It's all over the place, and understandably, it's an incredibly good card. So 4 copies of that often wins us games, as you can get in for a second attack with one of your creatures, and that does it. And then the creatures category. We're running 2 Icingdeaths, 2 Ebondeaths. We've already seen these. The cool thing about Icingdeath is when it dies, it creates a legendary white equipment artifact token with equipped creature gets +2/+0, and whenever equipped creature attacks, tap target creature defending player controls, and equip is 2. Equip cost is 2. So you can put this on, something when it dies, and it's won me games. They got that last blocker up in the air. They think they're gonna, block and survive another turn. Beg your pardon. you equip the Frost Tongue on, let's say, Iymrith, and it becomes a 7/5 first of all, and taps something when it attacks. That's pretty good. So I thought, hell yeah, let's play a couple of those. It's the only other card that has 2 white mana pips on it in the decks, and I thought because I'm running Doomskar, and there's a lot of various options here for white mana sources. I thought it would be a great addition, especially because I'm liking these dragons a lot. I'm trying to slide them into every brew I make. 2 copies Ebondeath, because Ebondeath, recursive, 5/2 flyer with flash. Epic card. I like it. 2 copies is fine though. I was running more, and then a friendly guy from one of my favorite groups on Arena, in Facebook, or Magic in general. Actually, they're not just an Arena group on Facebook, they're about Magic in general. You should go check them out if you haven't done so already. I would highly recommend you check out my good friends at Burning Tempest. Just Google it up. One of my friends on Burning Tempest recommended that I run a few less of them, because either 2 or 3 at most, because they are recursive. I think the only deck that I still haven't figured out the best version yet for is some sort of mono black aggro, and then I think maybe 4 copies would be the way to go, but we'll have to test that at a later stage. And then of course 3 copies of Iymrith, the Desert Doom. Ward 4 as long as it's untapped, so it comes into play, hard to remove straight away unless of course your opponent is running Soul Shatter, which is why it's come back. There we go, dragon, getting schmearted. I think the reason for this card being printed in Zendikar Rising all those months ago was to counter the spell, but anyway, that's just my opinion. But it's also good because it draws you cards. So you've gotten to that point in the game where you're not drawing any more cards and you're top decking. There isn't much card draw in the deck at all. So before turn 6, which is hidden away inside these planeswalkers. So I think having the ability to draw a couple of cards off the top of the deck, up to 3 cards actually, if your hand is empty with Iymrith, is a pretty sweet little way to restock around turn 6, which is usually when your hand is empty. Then, new additions, brand new. I just bought, I cracked a pack and I got 1 copy, so I spent one of my wild cards and I got another copy because I wanted to test this Planeswalker out. It seems pretty freaking good actually, like 6 mana, 4 colorless, 2 blue. Legendary Planeswalker Mordenkainen. +2. Draw 2 cards, then put a card from your hand to the bottom of your library. I like it that it's, you draw 2, lose 1. So you're always net plussing up by at least 1 card every time you do that. The whole design of the Planeswalker is really sweet. I think it's not busted. It's perfectly well balanced. I like the concept. It's pretty cool. So essentially, like the whole point of the -10 emblem thing, because the -2 creates a dog illusion creature token with this creature's power and toughness are each equal to twice the number of cards in your hand. If you exchange your hand and library, okay, and you've got like a massive hand, and you've got one of these dogs or multiple of these dog illusions on the battlefield, imagine you have like a 40 card hand. This will be an 80/80 at that point. Of course, it doesn't have trample or anything, but I guess that's what they were going for. You make this massive hand that you have no maximum hand size that makes this massive dog illusion, and then swing in for the kill. But I think the main reason why we're running Mordenkainen is for the card draw, and then of course, yes, occasionally we make those blue illusions and swing in for the kill. Then, one copy Professor Onyx, because why not? There's a lot of spells, so it can act as a little bit of life gain, which we might need at some point. There's only one copy. I don't know if I could maybe go down one something else and up another copy of Professor Onyx. Again, we'll have to see how the games progress, but so far it's been working fine, just as is. We all know the Professor, was my favorite Planeswalker, or still is, I think, actually, from Strixhaven, and has Magecraft. And maybe we'll get the -8 off at some point. But I think she's mostly in the deck to be a removal, sacrifice with the -3 often, more often than not, and then essentially scrying or picking the best card of the top 3 of the library, which is like another little bit of card draw that we desperately need in the deck. And that's it. But then there's this other little gem in here, which I've only put 2 copies of. All of the Storm Giants. This thing is ridiculous. I mean, it costs a lot to activate, but it happens late in the game. And it makes a 7/7 blue giant creature with Ward 3. And it's still a land. Okay, so once you've gassed out, you've got nothing left to do. There's no way you're drawing anything, but it's like late in the game. You've got loads of mana and an empty hand, and your opponent is either, you're in a control matchup or whatever the case might be. You've always got the trusty Hall of Storm Giants to swing in for 7 every turn, no matter what. And you can also activate it defensively, of course. And the fact that it has Ward 3 is incredibly good, because, at that late stage in the game, your opponent also has a buttload of mana, but the fact that they need to then pay an additional 3 to target to remove it does help a lot and has won me games. Alrighty, that's the deck. I hope you enjoy the games. Before I jump into them, if I could ask you all to kindly consider subscribing to the channel, leaving some likes below the video. Of course, comments are highly appreciated. They do boost my views on the YouTube algorithm. And of course, I don't just want you guys to write random stuff in there. If you have any questions you'd like to ask me, decks that you would like to see me build, suggestions of changes you would make to the deck I'm playing currently, please leave all those comments down below. I'd love to get them, and I'll reply to every single one of them. All right, that is out of the way. Let's jump into the games. Here comes out the Scottish accent again. I don't know why. I like it so much. This is a cool card as well, this dwarfy guy. I'm still gonna build a cool dwarf deck. I think there's some cool dwarfs. I think Mardu dwarfs is gonna be the way to go about things. I wish there was the Mardu land triome thingy. Those of you that are older, who played Magic through the gap when I stopped playing, because I have been playing Magic for a friggin' long time as well, but for those of you who have been playing for a long time and didn't skip that middle bit like me, for me, the triomes that came out with Ikoria were the first triple color lands that I'd ever seen. Were there ever any others like that before? And if so, could you please let me know what their names were down below? Are they available in Historic? Do you think that the Innistrad sets coming in September are going to give us any kind of new dual land? Oh no, he's going to take out Doomskar for sure. I should have been... See, that's what happens when I talk and play. But I should have kept the counterspell up, not Vanishing Verse. That was probably some kind of a misplay there. And then I wouldn't have had to deal with this elite spellbinder. Cheeky bastard. Yeah. Don't want him drawing any more lands. Who's gonna get the Doomskaring? Is that a mistake or something? Surely he saw the Doomskar. He sought me for telling it. Cool nickname, by the way. I love Isuka. I don't know if you guys know who that is. It's one of the characters from Hunter x Hunter. Iymrith, the Desert Doom. That's a spicy meatball. Okay. I would like another black land like yesterday, but alright. Can't afford to swing or we lose. I need the new extinction event thing I was talking about earlier. What's the name of the card? Orb of Annihilation or Sphere of Annihilation, that's the one. Come on, deck. We're dead. The mana base is really shocking right now. Yes. Give me a black land, please. My white weenie bullshit. If he has a way of getting rid of even just one of these, we're completely screwed. Thank you, deck. Game 1 on stream. Always has to be a lovely loss, doesn't it? I think the mana base needs a little bit of tweaking around. Like more dual lands, less pathways. There's no dual lands, there's just snarls. There's black and white snarls. It's tough playing 3-color decks these days. Really tough. Which is why I was asking about the Triumph thing. Like, what do you guys think? Are we gonna get any kind of new dual land in Innistrad? Or not? That is the question. Okay, Rakdos Treasures. I made a version of this just the other day. It's good. It's pretty damn good. Play something big and annoying so that I can sweep all of y'all's. Okay. Mardu. I think their thinking was, you know, treasures can be tapped for any color. I'm gonna wait to sweep. Although this has haste, which is pretty annoying. I love the sound it makes. Cool art as well. I think this is like a bit of a cool card. I just like trying to figure out the best way to play it. Here comes the big dragon. We're gonna have to take the damage. Then we're gonna sweep the field of the dragon next turn, for sure. And everything else. Even better. Off you go, buddy. Oh yes. That's just great. You won't have the mana to cast the other one? Oh, he will. He will have the mana. Which is bad news, but we can drop a Ebondeath. I mean, Iymrith next turn. And that's a good blocker for this charming fellow over here. Control decks are always just like on the verge of losing, and then you climb back in. We can foretell and play the Ebondeath. Mardu dragons, huh? With treasures and stuff. Meh, probably not that good. I always like play other people. I'm like, oh, I gotta copy that, and then it's really not that good. Okay, that's nice. We'll back up. Hopefully he blocks the Ebondeath. Then we get some card draw off of the Desert Doom. And then we can ooh, double all runes, baby. So the problem with playing Mardu Dragons is you don't have access to Alrund's Epiphany. Unfortunately, we couldn't flash this in as well, and it shall remain in the graveyard until we get rid of something that isn't. So refreshing not to play against any brew there. Just counterspell city. Nice. What a card. Watch him concede after this. Boom! Boom! Oh, Alrund, go Alrund, it's your birthday. Alright, game 2 is a win. Thank goodness, my reputation is at stake here. Honestly, like, I was just speaking to my friends, all various MTG friends, including Greg. I hope you're I hope you're watching. Thanks for like boosting my morale, brother, because I haven't not been in Mythic this late in the season in over a year. Literally, every single month I make it within the first week or 10 days, and now we're on like the 16th. We're on the 19th. I have the excuse that there's a new meta to figure out, and I've got very few hours in the day to play Magic because I'm traveling and my kid and all of that. But that's just an excuse ultimately. Maybe a little bit of bad luck thrown in there. Thanks, Shuffler. That's a great hand. How many times does that happen? You discard off a mulligan, and the first card you draw is the card you discarded, right? So many times. Cannot. Another one of white weenies. Bullshit. Boring. Need to get a sec. I would have foretold this, but I don't think I'm gonna just magically top deck another white source straight away. Although I might, in which case I'd be. There we go. But that's okay. We can just sweep them next turn. Hopefully we can get something nice out of their hand now. Oh, perfect. Bye-bye. Now the blue source would be great. Oh, this card is so annoying. Slowly but surely. It's, you know, I mean, of course, they've got to give the world champs good cards. The other one for Javier Dominguez was also just such an annoying card. Okay, let's do this for 3. See, now they can't play anything more. That's a 3-drop, or they risk losing it. So they've got to think about it now. They can't boast the Usher. I mean, they can probably just attack and attach Icingdeath. Oh no. That'll do it. So that's the problem. You know, that's the actual bloody problem with this thing. We lose. I would have just attached the Icingdeath thingamajig. My white aggro, busting my balls since day one. Ay, caramba. This lighting is way better. I just switched. I'm in the same bed and breakfast as yesterday, but I've just put myself on the other side of the table, so it's not this glare in the back of my head, but you can actually see my face. Game 3. Let's do this. Mike Mobile. Hello, Vanishing Verse. Good to see you. I still want to build a really cool deck around Warlock class as well. I've got some good ideas. Mono black deck. It's a good, or maybe Rakdos sack with Warlock class. I can imagine the people that are still playing in the old play queue that have Croxa at their disposal are absolutely loving this card. Bye! Play this on white and drop an Icingdeath next turn. It's probably got removal, but let's get it out of their hands while we've got time. We're still on 20 health. Ooh! Grixis! Nice. That's the thing I love. Like, honestly, I mean, of course it's reassuring to know what your opponent's playing at most times, but wait it out. Opponent. Okay, that's pretty good. Galazeth. If we get a black source, we can Onyx. If we get any other source, we can... Okay. Right back at you, buddy. Third Alrund. Come on, man up, man up, man up, man up. Shit, man. I'm gonna put in an extra land, go up to 25. This is ridiculous. You're not getting recursed again, are you, buddy? God, I need land. He's got Alrund's Epiphany, we're fucked. Yes. Okay, so we are obviously doing both. Yes, baby. Told you, that's exactly what that card is for. Let's cast it again. What a card. Okay, we've got our own copy. Why not? Mate, every time they fucking have the answer in their hand. It's driving me nuts, mate. Well, I got the Professor for that. Unless we top deck our own Soul Shatter.
Witherbloom is just darkened. It was going to die eventually anyway.
Look at all that land, man.
I have more important things to do.
Come on. Just barely hanging on by the skin of our teeth. Grixis list is just super duper obnoxious. Plenty of answers to everything. I wish my bloody MTGA assistant was working. There's nothing could have been done there. Come on, give me some card draw. Yes! Mordenkainen, baby. Vanishing Verse.
Maintaining balance requires insight.
Watch, he's gonna have like the... Just cannot get a break. I mean, are you guys watching this shit? You know, like, and this has just been going on for weeks now. Like, just one win, one loss, one win, one loss, two losses, one win. I cannot seem to crack the meta in this month. It's been really, really tough for me with the limited time I have to really focus on it. It's not as easy as it used to be to just, come up with the deck and play it well, because there's so many new cards. I'm not sure what the opponent's going to be throwing at me, which is great. Don't get me wrong, I love it. This is the best times of Magic. The standard is so healthy, but I just don't know. I'm not as good at it, clearly. Yeah, I'll keep that. That seems alright. Little Willy Wonkers. Weenie Wonkers. They might just completely screw us over, actually. Especially if we don't draw a bloody red source. Black source. Can't stand another loss. I'm gonna lose my mind. That's alright, I guess. They're gonna make a little goblin guy now. 2, 5, 6, yeah. Red does play artifact removal, so... But this kind of stalls them, like I said. So he was definitely planning some turn 3 play. Yeah, Den of the Bugbear. Just won't get rid of that, unfortunately. Jesus Christ. Whew. If he's just got one more of those in his hand, we're dead. I mean, it's like, I just can't get a break. Worst couple days of Magic I've had ever. Not even a couple days. We're going on weeks here. Another Bugbear and we're dead. Nah, no Bugbear. At least that. Although he's now got Faceless Haven. Oh, please send help. Please send help. Back down to 0 wins in tier 4. Alright. Never give up. Never surrender. 48 minutes into the stream. Let's try and get at least another 3 freaking wins back to back right after this one. Pow, 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 pow. What do you reckon? Feels like I'm a newbie again. Come on, deck. Give me a break here. Smelling a little burnt. Thought I'd cranked my wattage up too high by mistake. Opponent? Seems to be some kind of Asian name. Nakatani. Waza. Man, I would love to go to Japan so much. If it wasn't so expensive, I would be there right now. My wife was going to take me, but I think we're going to settle for Mexico, the one country that doesn't require vaccines and bloody PCR tests and shit just to get there. Not again. I have a feeling it's going to be either equipments, warriors, if he plays a white land, or if it's another red land. Ah, no second land. That's good. So we have options. If they play something bigger that we want to make sure to get rid of. Opponent is rapidly losing cards in hand. We can either Ebondeath or saw it coming, the next threat. I think Ebondeath might be the play here. Grow tag. Just cannot catch a break. All the wrong color mana. Just like, what is going on today? At least he hasn't drawn his Face's Haven yet. What a close one. Phew. Phew. Sneaky, sneaky little goblins. Alright. That's nice. Looking like probably Dimir dragons. Yep. Maybe I should run a couple copies of this. I think the deck can, it definitely needs some work. So that's definitely saw it coming. 100% guaranteed. No. Nice. Iymrith. We've got the answer, the Iymrith in hand. Wa la 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 la. Off you go. Bye bye. Please come again. Yes. Lovely stuff. Does he also have Soul Shatter? That is the question. Or does he have like Blood on the Snow? Or many things that could easily sort out this board state for him. Okay. Menace. No, going for the Graven Lore. Scry X. X is 3. 1 top, 2 bottom. It's a lot of cards. Telling me you don't have a single answer to any of this stuff? Okay. It's obviously a counter spell. We're not going to play our dragon into that, are we? Dragon Turtle. Mwah. Gains 2 life, which is a little bit annoying. Come on, tap out. Play an Ebondeath. Nah. Okay, I think we're gonna try and draw the counter spell out of his hand so that we can safely play Mordenkainen hopefully next turn. It's the only one he's cast though. He's definitely got more up in his sleeves there. Just gonna have to try. Maybe he'll cast something big and expensive that we can get rid of. Perfect.
That's Professor Onyx to you. Right, so much for a new start.
Okay, he doesn't have a negate, so we're safe. Unless he draws it now off of this +1. Sketchy, sketchy. Whew. Okay.
To control, one must first know.
Looking okay. It's a weird deck the guy's got going here.
Even a fool can affect the balance of the multiverse.
Whew. Okay, sends his own card back. The Regent. Pretty cool card. I like it. Why can't I? Something wrong with my mouse?
Good job. You'll learn the power of death.
Oh baby, that's pretty damn nice.
The entire multiverse is my library.
Guess you don't need my help.
He's gonna see I don't have blue mana. He's like, okay, I can play the Regent safely. No, you can't. I shall get you. either with the Professor or the Doomskar, especially since we've tapped out. It's definitely Professor.
Professor. Sorry, you don't make grade.
Leave me be. I'm reading.
Just gaining 2 life a turn with this little card. There's something wrong with my mouse. Or the game. I can't like get the... You're seeing that, right? I hope there's nothing wrong with my mouse. Nice long grindy control mirror. Lots of draw happening now, baby. Whatever.
Your tiny mind couldn't possibly grasp my research.
Okay. It's the Dragon Turtle, baby. Woo.
No spell eludes me.
That's crazy. 2-card deck. Alright, that's a nice little win to end the stream on. I think it was just my bad luck mostly, but the deck itself is pretty damn good. I think there's some changes that need to be made before I click stop. The changes I'm gonna make are these. I'm gonna go down one of these, up one Professor. Okay, I think that's a good thing to start with. Then I'm gonna go probably down one Vanishing Verse and up one land. And I'll probably just get a creature land. The dragon one, I think. And that's it. I'm gonna export this one to either hub for you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Your eyeballs on my face and these decks is what makes me happy. So thank you so much. And I will see you all in tomorrow's video. I'm probably going to try the Angels Cleric key thing that everybody else is doing just because I want to try and get to Mythic. Yeah, until then, thank you so much for watching. This is the Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out.